Diana, I know that you started out with your wedding at the Keeler Property. So tell us about that experience in terms of how was it when you were trying to find a venue, and how did you stumble upon the Keeler Property?
Well, when I first made out my guest list, it was over 400 people. So I knew I needed a venue that can hold a lot of people, and um, also, have an environment that was conducive to fun and outdoorsy. And my husband even said to me, "Don't put me in a country club and don't put me in a hotel." Well, with that size wedding, that's very hard to find. So I was on the search for a private estate, and we lived near this area, and we had passed this property 1,000 times. We never had noticed it. But I was driving down the road, and I just happened to take a glimpse. I saw this big red barn through the woods, and a neighbor of ours knew him, so he connected us with the owner, Scott, and I gave him a call and said, "You think I can come check out your property for my wedding?" He's like, "Okay." And I did, and when I came onto the property and saw the covered bridge, I was just in love. And I wanted to try to have everything right there in that one space. But he was building the barn as well, and it was a beautiful big barn, 8,000 square feet.
Wow.
And it was perfect for our size wedding.
Well, that's amazing that you happened to stumble upon it. So then you just decided to buy it. How did that work?
The year of planning, we became very good friends with my partner, Scott. We're partners. And the night of my wedding, he came up to me and he was like, "I cannot believe you have turned my property into something so beautiful." And I said, "Well, I love it, and everyone here loves it, and you love it. There's going to be more people that love it too, and we're going to want something like this. And I think this is something that's missing in Jacksonville. So if you want to go in business with me, I can turn this into something big." So we shook hands the night of my wedding. 2 weeks after I came home from my honeymoon, I booked my first business wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. And how long have you been doing this now?
Sunday was 6 years.
Oh, wow.
From when we got married, and 6 years from when I shook hands with my partner.
That's amazing. So you got a business deal, and then you got married on top of that.
Yes.
So that's really amazing. So I know that you started out with weddings, but you also do other events. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have hosted corporate parties, sorority and fraternity formals or semi-formals. Company Christmas parties have been big this last year as well, which have been pretty fun. So it's just evolved to a neat place where it's exclusive. So they're the only ones there on the property the whole time, and they have access to the bridge. Sometimes they've done cocktail hour there, and the barn, and it's just a big enough venue. We host a charity event. This is our second year doing that, and we have over 650 people attending. So we're a size that can accommodate a large group. And also be on a piece of property that just is absolutely stunning. This 2 weeks ago at that charity event, a lot of the guests just wanted, we had hay rides out there pulled by a tractor. And the guests were coming out and waiting by the hay ride, and what they wanted was a tour of the property because it was just so stunning. We weren't sure if they were wanting to go back to their car, but it wasn't. They wanted an actual tour of the property. So once they get out there, they're just stunned by the beauty.
And isn't it like 40 acres?
It is. Just shy of 40 acres, yep.
So giving a tour on 40 acres, that's surely something to remember. And I know I was looking at your website, and you all have a blog, I think talking about like how can newlyweds buy a new home together and things of that nature. So how did you start the blog, and how long has that been going on?
The blog is something new that we started towards the end of last year. And it started by just giving other brides an idea of what our current brides have done with the property, or what made them fall in love with the property, and then it's evolved to highlight different things that brides and people are dealing with on an everyday thing, like buying a new home or changing their name.
Right.
So we see it turning out to be really neat. We do want to look at seeing it evolve to also the corporate or the charity side as well, so that those groups can get a feel of why our property is so special and how we can make their event special as well.
That's amazing. And I know that you talk about the blog for giving advice to people that are looking to be married and things of that nature. So, what's one thing that you would change, or one thing that you could give advice to someone that's looking to get married?
Something will go wrong, and this is what I usually tell my brides. Something will go wrong, but that's the thing that you're probably going to laugh about in a month, a year, 10, 20 years down the road. You're going to remember that thing that went wrong, and it's not going to change anything about the love and the memories that are being made today. So just trying to calm their nerves and let them know that as long as they're having a good time, especially the bride, then all your guests are going to have a great time.
That's very true. So you kind of set the standard for the way that things are going to go, right?
Oh, yeah.
So is there anything else that you'd like to share about the property, about your business that we haven't touched on already?
Besides its absolute beauty and charm, it is a place that someone can come out and customize the event or wedding of their desires and dreams. So that's the neat thing about us, is that we don't force them to do one thing, one box thing. You know, it's an opportunity to really customize, bring in their own vendors. We do have our preferreds who have been out there and that have done an exceptional job. That's how they made our list. But at the end of the day, they're just our preferreds. They're not our required. So if, for instance, Taylor, you want to come out and have your wedding there, and you have a caterer or a photographer that you like, then you're more than welcome to bring them out.
Right. Oh yeah, I was looking at the list on there as well. Their stuff is exceptional, especially the I was looking at the bakeries.
Oh yeah.
They looked really good. Cake looked amazing.
Yes.
And I know that you also had on there about the photography and the different videos that people will make about the wedding. So how important is it that the event gets captured?
Oh, it is very important. Personally, I didn't go with a videographer. And to this day, 6 years later, I can remember pretty much every single moment of my day. But I'm weird like that, so I trained myself to be calm and to remember all this stuff. But my poor husband, who was just nervous as he can be, he doesn't remember. So I would say capture that on video. You know, have an opportunity to go back and look at it the next day or the next anniversary. I know you'll enjoy it, and the videos that we've seen come out of there are they're just beautiful.
Yeah, phenomenal. I was looking at one on your website. Speaking of which, so can you tell people that are watching this, how can they find out more about your property, the Keeler Property, and also how can they get in contact with you?
Well, we're very social, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as our website, which is www.thekeelerproperty.com. And they also can call me, email me. I'm very accessible, and we'd love to have them come out and actually take a tour of the property.
Well, that's great. Thanks for coming on to the show today, Diana. And I know people are going to be contacting you left and right about the property, because it's just such an amazing thing, especially right here in Jacksonville.
Absolutely. Thank you.